Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Field Glory Empires as Sparta in the Persia DLC, or the Rise of Persia DLC. It's been a part or two, was the end of the part previous to the last one, where we were just got a victory off against Persia. So we've been slowly integrating the lands we took from Persia that are now mostly stable. And as a side effect, we've got a decent amount of income, even supporting 3 armies now. Debating supporting a 4th, debating... What was the other thing I was debating? Debating trying to buy up some of the miners nearby. But right now we're facing Rome. And I think we're at the point where it's time to cycle... Oh no, we gotta go through the buildings quickly. Amphitheater finished this turn. Cool. You don't have anything to build because you just finished the Olympic Games. 25% more culture here. Nice. Yeah, so core territory-wise, I think we're going to swap over to food. This is part of what I consider my core territory, even though it's less Greek than maybe some of the rest of our Greek places. Okay. Here in the core, we got enough to finish the amphitheater, right? Yeah. Like more than enough. In fact, the amphitheater has enough that I'm surprised it just didn't finish last turn. Okay. That's about as much production as we want to move over to food. So we're going to let these core regions grow a little bit more. The exterior regions, when they run out of production, we'll still probably swap and go for the money. We'll see how the money looks. Regional road. I thought I hit regional road. Physician house would have been fine as well, but no. Give me that regional road. Let's go ahead and grab the expert stonecutter here. That way we can upgrade the public works to regional road. This is one of the Persian buildings we actually take in. It doesn't delete when other cultures take it over, but that's where that came from. We can't build those, but those are pretty nice when we do have them. Line expansion, money making, we're fine with making money there. We're not yet at the place where we can get this place stable. We need to get lucky and not have it go into unrest for a turn to stabilize it. Do we have a papyrus? It looks like yes, so take the preceptor house. 5 open slots. We'll take the monument as a reroll. Because actually there's tier 2, which is the better loyalty buildings. Couple 16 loyalty buildings in tier 2. Noble district done in 2. Can't take any off of the Ampinier. Not destabilizing it. Tigers, we could probably take one off it, but we'll leave it there. Okay, so now on to checking the loose. No idle looses. That screen shift you saw there is me hitting the spacebar. So it shifts to next idle or focuses on the one you're on if there's no idle. You don't need to draft view, so we just hit next turn, I think. Okay, we catch a small Roman army. The provincial garrison here, okay. Spartan hoplites have no problems with the garrison. There's the proper Roman army arriving. magically getting the defense, even though we got there first. 9v6, we have a bigger base roll. We got less dice, but we got higher minimum roll the dice. Which seems to be saving us here. Okay, we lost a cav, otherwise won the battle. And we're immediately assaulting the fort here. Archers fire. And in goes 9s. We got 3 rolls. We're unstoppable elite soldiers here. I think they're gonna have a bad day. Yeah. I'm gonna order you to go up the hill and assault the fort. I suspect that Rome is sufficiently garrisoned that we're not going to just be able to storm it. 3 unbreached walls, yeah. 1 unbreached wall we can do. 1 unbreached wall we definitely could have done. We definitely did, so. We're going to have you pulled back down to the peninsula here, where your reinforcements will arrive. Send you port. These guys merge up. Can we get a guy that's going to give you a little bit of movement range? Give him the 2 defense guy. We'll give them the move order like so. From experience, it does appear that if we hit them with the force march, which costs us 15 manpower, which is a lot of manpower, they should get there in 1 turn. Got a new objective somewhere. Macedonia, Macedonia, Macedonia. Okay. Nessus, Brythia, Ypres. Ypres is going to stay around. It probably has been staying around. I think I remember that one from Nessus and Brythia. Okay, so Brythia will hang around. That one might go away if we wait long enough. And a pretty decent treasury again. We've got a wall here, so make the wall bigger. Sounds good. Grab a great trade emporium in the Spartan capital. Unique to your whole nation, perhaps the ancient world, the Great Trade Center is the central trade place where merchants sell and buy many goods. Caravans abound, as do the trade ships, constantly unloading a wealth of merchandise. From Persia will come silk, from Egyptia, the precious papyrus, and from the dark forest of Germany, mighty bears and dangerous animals. The trade center generates a lot of income and additional trade opportunities in the nation. It is a prerequisite for the creation of specialized emporium, bringing a particular trade good. Faction-wide commerce, 15%. Trade acumen, +5. Trade range, +1. Faction-wide culture bonus, +10. Okay, locally, it's costing us money because we don't have luxuries. I think we can tolerate that. And then from a decadence to culture, okay, it's a little low on the culture to balance that decadence, but I think we can work with that because it's got 10% faction-wide culture. Oops. There we go. And we can even complete it in one turn. Nice. Oh, nothing to build there. I don't really need... Well, I suppose I can stand up more armies, but I don't really need more money right now. So let's push these guys on to food production instead of money production. Stability here has improved, though Hala still probably needs those guys on culture making to keep it stable. We'll pick the street puller up here to work towards tier 2 culture buildings for extra stability. And 18 cultures is nice. You don't need that much infrastructure, do you? Yeah, we can free up another like 50, 60-ish. We haven't cleared the Fearsome Beast yet. It's a 2% chance per turn, so it'll go away shortly, I suspect. You're making money. I suppose I can swap you to making food. You're building, that's fine. You've now stabilized enough that I can actually stabilize you properly. There we go. That's the revolt risk going away. In Unrest should now clear in the next turn, which then means these guys can go off of making culture. Cool. Now, you need a little bit more. Probably because you just picked up a slave. That's fair. 5 open slots. Let's grab the tavern here. It's a decent money income, provides a little bit of loyalty, gives us access to tier 2 culture. And you're stable again. The Noble District should stabilize you even more. Okay, and now we're on to the loose ones. You're loose. You just finished your archery range, you have access to tier 2 military. Trading required. You're pulling the leather out of thin air there. We don't got a place to import it from. But 9 money for 24 equipment and a good bunch of siege resist on a surprisingly valuable fort because it's an Acropolis. Solid walls. Wall 2. Wall 2. So this is a level 4 walled settlement, is it? Or is it the best that it works? It's the best. So it's level 2. Level 2 wall with a bunch of siege resist. 3, 5. This will bring it up to like 8. So this is the fort where they're going to have to take it by storm. It's not going to fall the normal way. And then they're going to have the fun of fighting through siege. Siege are, I think they're like 9 range attackers. 9 skill range attackers. So they provide +3 support bonus. They're not, they don't kid around. They hurt. And down here, probably do want to stabilize it. The gambling ring is, well, given the fact that I do want to stabilize, the gambling ring's not that bad. Yeah, we'll take the gambling ring down here. Any other loose? Nope. Okay. So let's go ahead and end the turn. We'll take another place off of the Romans, reinforce our army that's taking damage. We'll see how the Romans respond to our positioning. The Romans do have one big combat stack in the area. 9v5. We've got 3 rolls. We got elite Stoffel guys. There goes the entire garrison. Yeah. Yeah, so looking at the legacy points at this point, the only people that are in the running to winning is Persia, Egypt, and me. So obviously bringing Persia down is the way to victory. State reforms, reform citizen rights. Distribute dispersed slaves. And yes, they did both get there. Oops, that's a misclick. Merge to there. Then we march you. Storm that place. There's a surprising garrison of Rome. I suppose we just go lay siege to Rome. Sail the fleet up to blockade the Roman fort. Okay, so we just lost 60 luxury or 60 legacy because the Persians snapped up one of our generals. Okay. Okay, lots of buildings complete. We're making decent bank. And what, our national wonder here in the capital finished. Yeah, that great trade emporium. Definitely if we could fix that luxury, it'd be even better. So that's probably helping us make bank. Oh yeah, in the capital here we got 111% commerce bonus. Every item we sell, we get twice that in value. Selling one item of weapons, 15 money. Selling a couple items of 3 items of sales, that's 38 money. Salt. Salt is going far. 5 units of salt, 53 money. Yeah. Commerce. And we can get a new building slot, a new building to put in, and we can pick up the Odin. 49 culture. Need silk, we import it for 4 money. Half a point of legacy, some decadence reduction. Not quite enough to get the Odin done in a turn. Nothing to build there. And a new... Well, I say new. I think we just finished the sewers. The sewers cleared of another spot, so there's actually 6 empty slots here. I'm actually leaning towards some loyalty by going to the tavern here. Getting up to tier 2 culture. Open slot there. I take the Preceptor House. We do have a source of papyrus. That'll get us up to tier 3 culture. Bunch of food. That'll probably get us one population there soon to play with. A little bit less desperate for loyalty like the tavern, though. You can see that we're making decent income at this point. National modifier providing 55% more money income. Yes. Clear water. We're gonna work on the health. Work on the health of our nation, so we don't get too corrupt in a way. Clear water or street parlor. I'm gonna go street parlor here. Or the culture. Needless to say, I should put some guys on actually building that. You can grab the temple, which is kind of no-brainer. Yeah, we'll just set that as a 2-turner for the temple. Could move some more over on food, but I don't think we're gonna get enough to finish it in a turn, so we'll just set this 2 turns. Want a little bit more loyalty here. We can get that from the Pleasure House. It's not really the source we want to get it from, but it'll work. And with that, unrest in the area is dealt with. Regional Road. Okay, take it off of you. Honestly, you probably want to convert infrastructure to food here, so we can get some more people. So we can get some more building slots. 2 and a 1. We'll grab the regional road. We don't have access to the perfume down here. It's a little far away from where you built the perfumery. We'll grab the watchtower for the extra defensiveness. Take a few guys off of culture production. Then over here, we can now go ahead and remake the region. Probably slap the capital in one of the places at 19. Yeah, we'll slap it back down here. Grab the cult site for the conversion. Help convert some of the italic citizens faster. And that's all the idle loose ones. Which is to say, there weren't any idle loose ones besides the one, well, besides the province over here that we are assembling. So they won't be loose on the next turn. Engaging the Roman army in an open field battle. This is not a good place for us. Though we're both equally bad at attacking and defending here, so we're both getting 1 die. Skirmish. We have 9v there, 4. We got a minimum roll of 6 because we are experienced and unstoppable. So yeah, our main battle line wins. Our cavalry is not quite as good on the flanks. Okay, cavalry had a bad day. On the other hand, that is still a technical victory, even though we lost one of our cav. And we chased them up into the hills. This is a little bit better terrain for high function. 9v6, but again, that unstoppable experience min roll. Okay, we lost one of our progress tokens, but in theory lowered a Hage, so I think it's a little bit of a wash there. I mean, that might have been a couple turns ago. Yeah, that was the... No, it was this turn. We reformed the citizen rights and took a progress token hit. Siege will last a long time, but they're going to start running out of food. I'm going to order an assault of this fort so we can keep moving. And at this point, we actually own this whole province, which is nice. We'll grab the street brawler because of the pirates. It's real powerful. This is still under pacification from when we took it back. More manpower wouldn't be too bad. Yeah. And of course, we're making way too much food here. Retaking the food province, we don't need all the food in the world being made. Everywhere. Get back a bit more on production, please. And yeah, let's see if we can reach out and negotiate with the Romans. They're a little bit more interested in peace, now that we own some of their stuff. Now that the war has decisively turned the wrong way around. Like, they're not going to accept if I put Latium on it. And honestly, I want to get back to fighting Persia. So we'll propose, hey, give us Umbria. That's the price that you pay for starting this war. They might accept that. They might accept that. It's a 12% chance right now, but the war score is going to change as we fight over the next turn or two. We're going to Art of the Siege there. Forge the land. Try to keep our troops supplied. We can even do some naval support. Yeah. To suppress the Platinum garrison. And you have access to the medical school. The national wonder. So, I apparently hadn't torn the hospital apart here yet. But to be fair, we're importing the drugs here, so it's less of a rush to disassemble it here. Which allows us to do the medical school. Medical school is a unique building for your nation, where famous doctors, philosophers, and savants will learn and teach medical and surgery techniques. These methods will in turn be used by practitioners within the nation, providing us 1 legacy bonus. Okay, so the Greek medical temple is about half that. And we can't build this everywhere. We get to build 1. But it is a 5% nationwide. 23 culture. Definitely a build. Definitely building it. There we go. Nothing to build there yet. Lots of slots here. In fact, we need to put 1 guy back on food because we need more food, apparently. This is a place where we probably want to do the Plathlon Temple. We're not really worried about conversion here. We want culture, so it's the sensible upgrade to our previous one. One and a 2. So in the 1 slot, we'll grab the Anchorage, which actually won't fill it. We'll just get it right back again. Reduction in manpower cost. We're probably not recruiting here, so... Actually, I am recruiting here. We'll recruit archers here sometimes. This will only add up to like 1 or 2 manpower our recruitment cycle, but still not nothing. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pick this up. At some point we'll figure out a way to get weapons in as well. Nothing there. One thing here. Oh, and Helios has got rebellious again. Oh, because it got raided. It got raided. Yeah. Build the Oration Tribune. That's enough construction, so we'll accept that as is. Temple looks good. An open slot. Could put the Strapadon down here, and then let's grab this building first. Let's grab the Gladiator first. This will bring in the weapons. The next time this comes up, we'll have the weapons bonus, which is the 5 manpower. I'm going to go with the Scriptorium. I was thinking about trying to get to tier 2 military buildings, but it's not... At some point we probably want to get the military expertise up, but it's not a major rush. Thalabas can definitely back off a lot on the culture. Stay stable. And then any loose that need interaction with? Yes, you do. Theater. Yeah, we'll grab theater. We still got more slots. One of the unique buildings we have is behind the theater as well, so. That's the one idol. Okay. I got a decent amount of money. I'm really tempted to just grab more armies. Yeah. Grab another sort of difficult terrain army. So you're up to 200, you're 60, you're 80, so we'll do bench from here. Okay. And that wasn't cheap, that cost us 3,000 to put together, but that be another army. Okay, our fleet versus one of the Roman client states' fleets. It's just light warships, oh poor fleet. Yeah, that unstoppable elite Spartan line going in. Where's Persia on this list? We can see Rome's at the top. Young republic that is Rome. Okay, it looks like Persia gone out into the declining. Or was I just missing it down there? Going in the list. Flags could be a little bit bigger here if I wanted to make them out by flag. Here's Persia. Okay, Persia's still in the declining. They still have 3 aging tokens. They'll undergo another civil war if they hit 5. Proposing a trade deal. Sure. You give me things. I give you a... No, I'm not giving you a region. That's... No. Counter proposal. I don't give you a region. You... Got my client state. Yeah. That'll be expensive, but we can work it. Okay, so Persia can now declare on us, so we want to be running back to the other side of the country real quick. Panhellenic Games. From the diplomacy sphere. What is my opinion of these little guys? You're 32. I also just asked for you to become my subject. You're 56. 17. 3, 9. There's an argument. I need you with the Panhellenic Games. Let's see the Panhellenic Games. Try to cheer them up a little bit. Siege will last a long time. They're pretty damaged in there, but the walls will... Walls are still enough to see me off if I were to try. No more naval bombardment. That is a snowy hill, so we can probably march into it like so. Oh, did you not full build? I thought the queue was going to finish in the turn. The queue did not finish in the turn. Okay, we'll need another turn for it to finish. Oh, and it looks like the rebellious moment is past there. So you can probably pull the army out at some point. Has the bear been dealt with? The fearsome beasts have not been dealt with yet. It's tempting to go over there and deal with them with the troops. And we do need to grow the manpower generation a little bit. Apparently we're running negative manpower. So we'll continue the siege. The Romans will give us our response next turn. I think they may simply accept on the next turn. We'll see. Okay, here, this would be expensive because we'd be pulling frankincense from the void. Yeah, that would be the problem here. 29 culture is not bad though. I think we need the crafting district for the Emporium. I think that's why the Emporium's not showing up as a possibility on there. So we do have one Emporium that can show up. Let's grab the armor. It gives a little bit more equipment generation, so we'll be able to train troops a little bit faster. Okay, technically we're going to be importing leather from Egypt, but that's probably fine. Oh wait, and a 40 loyalty building that's generating 42 money. It's got a decadence problem, but we'll have to live with that for the loyalty. Not bad for the first province, nothing to do there. Lots of building slots here. Keeping loyalty in our hand, we do want to build up the culture side. Same here, though I don't really want to invest in a gambling ring. You know what? I think here we're going to hit a reroll. Single nearby structure would reduce 4 more money. No, we're going to hit this a reroll. You'll notice it's not saying 5 health here, right? Estimate changes 5 food. That's because this place is 65% health. It's already health capped. Yep. We got high health. We're a healthy country. Monument. Like here, we're 43 health and we only got four health buildings. Street parlor. Nothing to do there. One open slot there. A-list is still a little bit rebellious due to the negative effects of being raided. Do the courthouse here. Okay. We do have a place we can import gold from ourselves. And okay, it's decadence. It's a pretty small decadence, but it's 20% more commerce, 50% more taxes. I'm rounding up to 50 in this case, so that's quite a bit. 2 open slots in there. You stabilize enough I can take them off? Culture workers off? And the answer is yes. No, barely. Go to the scriptorium. That'll give us access to tier 3 culture buildings. Which are usually the better place to get loyalty from. Do I need it there? Probably do. Yeah, could take a couple off, but I'm not gonna bother. Probably the same here. Yeah. Can't get silk from someplace, so that's a decent build. Over here on the front lines, let's go stables, so you can get access to tier 2 military. We got a wool. Oh, actually no. We're picking this up. I like my 1 legacy. We don't really need the irrigation system. We got walls here. Oh, but we do have weapons already here. So having weapons means we get 1 manpower here. That'll help deal with our manpower shortage. I'm on board with that. I also put some garrison in the wall, so it's not a complete waste to put in a wall settlement either. Umbria's got some revolt risk. Not going to be easy to solve. Campania I can solve by just tossing 1 guy on culture, I think. Yeah. And Ephesus is also similar, because they've got occupied by the enemy. Okay. Then on the loose ones... No loose ones. Okay. Okay, let's end the turn and find out what the Romans' response is. And the Romans agreed to my deal. The Persians attacked us. Okay, so we're gonna have to get down there really quick. Most of this territory we took from the Persians are probably not going to be capable of defending themselves. Yeah. Most of these garrisons are probably going to fall, or... Well, surprised we only lost one territory on the very first turn of the Persian invasion. We traded Rome for Persia, and then Persia for Rome, and then Rome back to Persia. Are we allowed to have peace? The answer is no. Citizens of both nations rejoice as Rome and Sparta have ended hostilities. After some delay, the client state of Athena is supporting Persia in the war against Sparta. Armenia and Tarentum. Okay, you're going to start marching down. This army's now fully recruited. We're going to assign you a general. It doesn't have super horrible traits. March you over there. Join up that army. These armies we need to start pulling back. As quickly as they can. No good thing fleets are very mobile. Not that we think there's any Persian navy here. There might be a little bit down here. Might be a little bit up there. We'll find out. Organized the new Pilot Games in his capital region. Two nations formed new bonds of friendship on this occasion. We're up to 16. Definitely helped a lot with the help with the opinion of them. Okay, so you're moving over there. The armies are marching back. We're going to have an interesting time on the Persian front until the armies get back there. Because we've got one army in the region, and okay, it'll probably do a number on any Persian army it comes across, but we got a very large frontage here that we're trying to defend. And we're probably not going to successfully defend all of it. Plus there's this mountain range running through here. Thinking about that mountain range, what's the frontage on the mountains? 5. Can you give me 5 of those? Slowly. We'll build up a mountain battalion, basically, to go along the mountain ridge here. Mountain ridge kind of goes over here. It's over there. Armenia up here. It's alpine and mountain. So let those mountain guys run through here. They won't be quite as good as Spartans, but they're specialized for the terrain, and the Spartans aren't. Alright, so these guys are going to be rocking around. Because they're mountain men, they get +1 attack and defense in the mountains. They start with 5/5, so they're 6/6s in the mountains. They're no pushover. Their effectiveness 3, so they're not the unstoppable monsters that the Spartans are, but 6/6 with effectiveness 3 in the mountains is going to be pretty good. These, okay, they're not going to necessarily be particularly cheap, but they're cheaper than a whole batch of Spartans. And we're going to have manpower issues. We're going to have manpower issues. I'm going to start trying to buy manpower for some place I suspect. Can you give me some manpower? A little bit. Give you a little bit of money exchange. That's no way a fair trade for me, but sure. You might give me some manpower. You have a little more manpower to give too. Then I give you some money in exchange. Like, this is not a good deal for manpower, but we'll try. Because otherwise we're going to burn through the manpower very quickly. Bring the stuff back to the east, and then I think construction-wise we're going to have to focus a little bit more on making manpower going forward. Went around and did everything already, right? No. Okay. You have a new building slot. The Palace Guard. +1 manpower. Gets 3 manpower from having wine, gold, and silver. Interesting. Provides 1 legacy, so we probably want to build it. Palace Guards are an assembled buildings unique to your nation. They will provide a very strong contingents to repel any outside assaults, but are not immune to corruption. Will often look the other way if bribed. An added benefit of their constant patrols is they round up semi-willing citizens for the army, even if they can distribute even more than distribute wine and or coins for this purpose. I'm gonna give us a taxation penalty here. This is not one of our more taxation-rich places either, so this is probably fine. Yeah, we'll take the manpower bonus because we need the manpower bonus. Way forward, everyone on. Probably. Yeah. Knowledge Golden 2. Only can provide 1 manpower. But if we get some other bonuses over there, it'll get even better than that. We don't need weapons out here yet. We'll focus on the road. Monument. Okay, just got a group of build slots there. Just really need more manpower than just military buildings. Street parlor for the culture or sanitation for the health. You know, at this point, I probably just don't need raw health. Like, I think we'll wait. We're still going to try to fish for getting up to our unique tier 3 culture building. It's a unique it is in our culture house and not unique it is in its unique building. Which is up through the public house or the physician house. And then probably do the gymnasium as the 6th one, because that's a health or that's a manpower building. Grab the street parlor as we're waiting here. Can upgrade the gambling arena. Which apparently here would actually reduce money. Interesting. We don't have weapons here, so this isn't a good source for manpower. There's ways to bring weapons in. So we'll do the physician house here because that will help with getting towards that goal. We could import the perfume. So this is now money making, loyalty generating, 0 slot. I don't need that loyalty right now, so we'll wait for that. We'll take clear water. And a slot here. Import the build you to import the weapons. We don't really need to. Interestingly here, the bonus actually provides negative manpower. It makes money, but it provides negative manpower, which we don't really want. So we'll pass here because we don't need the loyalty yet. Commerce in the long run is going to be good. Sure, we'll take the commerce. Oh, that's a decent power building. Building the barracks, yeah. Put some more guys on its construction. Bank will deep finish. That's fine. Build the public works. Isis. So that wasn't the button I was going for. Going for this button. We don't have walls here, but we don't have weapons either. Oh, is the trap gonna be done? Be decent. Money. I think we're gonna go for the 0 slot, which is the courthouse. Nothing to build there. We are stable, although for how long after the actual Persians come rolling through? You're stable. Sibling constructing. 2 slots here. Let's take the physician house, because I don't think we got around to building the unique one here yet. No. And then independent idols? No. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I think I've assigned the movements for all the units. This is, well, I was about to say on the eve of a battle or evil war with Persia, but no, we barely got a whole 2 parts of not being at war with Persia before we're back at war with Persia. We're back at war with Persia. So next time, we'll next part, whether that be, well, that'll be the next stream. We'll be trying to deal with the fact that Persia's back at war with us again. We'll probably go try to take over that island. We're going to try to have a little bit thicker of a protrusion down here into Chaldea and Babylonia next time when we win the Persian War. I suspect we will, although much like the Roman War, the opening of the war is going to be a situation where we're losing. Right from basic go, we're losing. Right, we've already lost some territory. Granted, we're going to respond by taking some territory off of them. So, but I think there's more Persian armies than we've got in the area. Right, they've got us one place under siege. They've got that one over there. That's probably going to be able to take some other stuff down before we can get down forces down there. This is the end of the stream, so I'm going to plan it. I'm going to go over some statistical data, and then we'll go and bring the stream down. We're currently making 132 income of legacy a turn. Because this is the Rise of Persia scenario, the Persians every once in a while have events where they basically steal legacy from us. It's one of the reasons we might not be as high as we would otherwise be. We're in third. Leading is Persia. We are stopping Persia from winning. Persia would have to triple us, and that's hard to do. They're leading by enough that they can stay ahead of us, and even Egypt's managing to stay ahead of us. Though Egypt hasn't really gained very much over the game. Egypt starts at 7,500, right? In fact, I think they haven't. The AI, if it's given the opportunity to raise emergency levies, will often do it. I think Egypt. That's one of the reasons Egypt is still in the game, is because they've just been panic raising emergency levies whenever they have the opportunity, facing off against Persia. But you can see off here, we have the highest legacy income, although one of our semi-valuable legacy locations is actually very vulnerable and already under siege. This place is worth 5.8 legacy. And then one of the reasons we have as much as we do is we have a 35 factional bonus to legacy income. So we're actually getting about 10 here. So this is about a 13th of our legacy is this one place, all the way down at the end of the spindle. So we're probably going to lose that to the Persians. It's not going to be quite as valuable to the Persians. The Persians only get 8 out of it, but yeah. So there's going to be a pretty soon swing. We're going to go down by 10. They're going to go up by 8. Running a little bit close to balance there. We're getting more from objectives. We control more of objectives than they do. Though we really haven't been trying, right? If we were trying for objectives, we'd probably have more. but then Persia would have like perfect control of Asia at the moment. We have the Asia area we mostly have control of. We got more structure bonus than them. Granted, that structure down there is worth 5. Right, so it's like a 1/6 of our structure income. They have more from regions. That's one of the reasons we need to take more territory from them, because they've still got more territory than us. If we go into factions, sort by. Can I sort by regions? Oh, I sorted it by changes. That one. There we go. So they've got the most regions. We're coming in second. We got 47. They got 116. And we actually have half as many people of them. So we're denser of a nation, right? Granted, that's not for all the good reasons, right? They've got more. They've got lower percentage of slaves than we do. So take that as you may. We're the denser nation, where each one of our provinces is worth like 3 of theirs. Wait, no, it's 1.5 of theirs. Right, so every of our provinces is worth 1.5 of theirs. Our provinces are better than theirs, and you can see the power of the Stoa. Trade income. They're earning 150. We're earning 700. Trade. Stacking commerce bonus is really strong. They got more money in the bank than we do. We have a bigger income, though. We're basically what we're doing is we're spending it. That's what's going on there. Oh, we're both manpower negative. We're estimating them minus 200 manpower. Though their numbers very. Oh, I suppose it's saying it's rounded, right? So it's rounding to 1,000. Where they are around there is so they're burning manpower. They're getting metal. Metal, they probably have too much metal. But yeah, so that we're going to be, and you can see we've lost two territories of them. Nowhere I lost 1. That's 1. Saying I lost 2 territories. Oh, I pieced out with Rome, so 1 territory. I don't know where they got their second territory from. They only got 1 from us. Rome got the other one. Maybe they just occupied that. Oh, and that might be where we might be at war with them. They might have actually declared war on these guys. Usually you get a turn of warning before they actually invade you. But if I got called in by call to war, I wouldn't get that turn, I think. Yeah. By the way, we're going to be responding to being at war with Persia. We're going to try to make this projection here just a little thicker so they can't just waltz in and take critical places. And maybe from a RP standpoint, we'll try to make sure we actually control everything between the Tigris and Euphrates. We're missing that place. We probably want like the 4 in here as well, so we want like that 5. We'll probably push all the way down into the Delta. And then maybe we'll try taking everything between them and Egypt. Actually divide them in Egypt so they can't come after Egypt anymore. We'll leave them Armenia. Armenia is not very dense. And Georgia. Georgia and Armenia is not very dense. Most of this is pretty small. Can we bring up the population overlay? Oh, colors is the opposite I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, oh, green's going to be really dense. No, green's really tiny. Not as bad as like white, which is empty, but yeah. So you can see the densest they're getting is like 20 pops. You compare that to some places like we have, and 29, 13. It's one of the smaller places. 15, 17, 16. We've got some pretty dense places in here. Not as bad as Macedonia. Macedonia's actually got denser, apparently. But we're pretty dense. Oh, interesting. I'm surprised the delta is as empty as it is in down here. But yeah, we want to actually looking at this map. I'm more interested in going after Persia rather than the Near East. Though that coastal area, denying them the access to the Mediterranean would be pretty good. We'll look into that. That'll be in the next time. So if you're watching on YouTube, assuming everything goes according to plan, there'll probably be a part up tomorrow, because I'm going to try to record this again in 4 days. I just recorded 4 parts tonight, so if everything goes according to plan, there'll be a part up tomorrow for you. If you're watching on Twitch, this is where this stream is going to end. I do a 4-game, 4-night cycle on the streams. I believe... Oh, I've kind of lost track of which order I've got them going in. I think it's... I want to say that it's XCOM tomorrow. So that would be XCOM, Prussia, in Victoria 3, Terra Invicta, this again. I may have swapped the Prussia and XCOM around. This game's not good for alt tabbing, I was going to bring up the schedule to check which way around this supposed to be. But that's the upcoming schedule, so if you're watching on Twitch, that's what you can expect to see over the next couple nights. If you're watching this on YouTube, in theory, by the time you're watching this, all of those have been recorded. So if you can't wait for them to be uploaded to YouTube, because I do record locally and upload them to YouTube in 1080p, at least 30 frames per second. So it's a little bit more reliable upload quality to YouTube. Twitch gets whatever can be streamed live. If you can't wait for them to be uploaded to YouTube, you can always hop over to Twitch and watch the VODs of them being recorded. Or if you want to try catching future parts of them, in theory, unless I finish any of those games, and none of those games are really close to being finished, that's going to just be the repeat schedule 4 days out. So wherever you are on YouTube, you can probably go hop over to Twitch. I do have the schedule posted, and I stream nightly, usually 8 to noon, unless something comes up and gets pushed to the back every night. So there'll usually be something being streamed. So that's the upcoming stream schedule for Twitch, and an idea for YouTube for what they can go. They can't wait for the next episodes to come up if they want to hop over to Twitch to see things. If you're watching on Twitch, and I don't know if anyone is, this is probably our last call to leave any comments. As far as I can tell, no one's left any comments that are not spam. So there hasn't been anything really to respond to the entire stream. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.